Hi guys, welcome to Real Women. This is episode number 6. I hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned. So, the title of today's episode is Embrace Yourself. The reason why I feel like this topic is so important and why, for me, the first 10 episodes of Real Women is so critical is because it's about building who you are, loving who you are, appreciating who you are. That's the message of the whole platform for me. But I definitely want to make sure the first 10 stood out and kind of gave you a better understanding of who I am, how I got to the point of wanting to create this platform, and what embracing yourself looked like. So, embracing yourself basically starts when you completely lose yourself, right? For me to embrace myself, I have to completely lose myself. There is a Marsha Ambrosia song. I know I just talked about a song last episode, but it's called Lose Myself. And she goes on this whole journey about how she basically got in a relationship. She lost herself in that relationship. In the end, says that she had to lose herself so she could love better. And for me, that's pretty much identical to my narrative, but we'll talk about that another day. Why I'm saying that is because I had to lose the things that I thought were mandatory in my life to really realize what was actually mandatory in my life. And for me, those things now are, first off, God and myself. Those are the two things I need to succeed in my personal life and my choices. A strong support system and ambition. Those are the three things I care about right now. Those are the three things I zone in on. Those are the three things that drive me and keep me going on a daily basis. And I really had to go through some things to get to this point. This isn't where I woke up. So I will tell you guys, younger to the beginning of college years, I was just very naturally confident or comfortable, we can say, in who I was at the time. I didn't have a lot of knowledge about a lot of things when it came to career-wise, when it came to relationship-wise. Like, I'm the baby of the family. My brother is 10 years older than me. My sister is 14 years older than me, so there's a huge gap. When I say I'm the baby, I'm the baby. So a lot of things I learned through personal experience. Of course, your family tells you stories, you grow up. My granddad tells really great stories too. But you still have things in life that you have to learn on your own. And so for me, those things came through trial and error, of course. And I would have never got to the point of loving myself today had I never went through those things I did over the course of time. So in order to embrace the me now, I completely had to get to a point where I got furious with myself. I was mad that I allowed the things that happened to me to happen to me. I was mad that I allowed myself to open up to people I felt like I should have never opened up to. I was mad that I had friendships that have betrayed me, relationships that have betrayed me, like everything in my head. Like, I was just like, like, this is annoying. Like, you're vouching for yourself in your head coming from your own perspective, right? You have completely no understanding of why other people act or think the way you do. My brother taught me a very valuable life lesson, and that is the only thing that you can control on this entire planet is yourself. So stop worrying about everything else, because at the end of the day, everything and everybody else is going to do what they want to do. And honestly, like, when he first told me that, it was annoying. I was like, shut up, I'm trying to tell you how I feel. And he was just like, all right. But in actuality, if we're being real, he's 1,000% right. And I hope he fast forwards and doesn't see this part of the video, because we can't tell him that, guys. So I say all those things to say, for me, I had to learn through trusting people that I probably should not have put all my trust into, or putting myself in situations or situationships that didn't value who I was as a person. And you don't really have knowledge of these things without experiencing them yourself. You don't have knowledge of people's respect for you until, you allow them the opportunity to respect you or disrespect you. Like, you don't really know. So you can't expect the world from others sometimes when you're still trying to figure out what is the world, what's going on in the world. So it takes a lot of time to get to the point where you can truly embrace yourself, because you gotta figure out who the heck that person is. And that's the hard work. That's the hard work that secret PSA never stops. You're always gonna grow, you're always gonna change. So it is a daily, I can't say it anymore, daily journey. Like, there's nothing that you can do to stop growing or evolving or changing. And that's a good thing. You have the opportunity to evolve, which is the biggest blessing that you will ever have. So for me, life had to get ugly. I had to get uncomfortable with my body. I had to get uncomfortable with how I treated others. I had to get almost a sense of not trusting people at the beginning. I had to put up shells and put up walls and judge myself to get to a point where I embraced myself. And that's not always everybody's journey to it. Somebody's journey is different realms. But for me, that's where my challenges came, because for me, that's probably where I felt more cocky and secure. And then God was like, hold up. Wait, sis, like, I got something for you. And it's because you gotta grow and you gotta change and you gotta learn. So with the things that happened to me, I talked to God and I was like, listen, there's one thing that will not happen from this. There's one thing that I will not change from this, no matter what happens in my entire life. And that is, I will not let others' actions, people outside of myself, affect the way that I treat people that haven't done anything to me, the people that have been positive to me, the people that have been lights in my life. Like, and that's sometimes challenging, because as people, when one person wrongs us, it puts a wall up so we don't allow other people in to do that same thing to us. But you're blocking future blessings. You're blocking your own happiness. And to embrace yourself and to appreciate yourself, you have to be willing to give yourself a chance. Like, you can't be like, oh, Tiff, you messed up by trusting the wrong person. Or, oh, Tiff, you messed up because that friend wasn't a real friend. They told all your business. Like, you can't fault yourself for that. You can't hold yourself accountable for that. And you can't hold somebody else new off of an old person's actions. That's not their place. They probably weren't even there for that situation. So by embracing yourself, you have to let go of old things. You have to understand that you will never live the past again. You are only in the present, and you have the future to look forward to. So everything that's behind you has happened to you. It's done. It's done. And when you start realizing I've grown from it, you really can start working on embracing the new you, the way you move now, the way you interact. If you choose to grow from a situation, you will grow from a situation. If you choose to reminisce on that situation every day, you will reminisce on that situation every day. And if you choose to relive it in the sense of going back to it and cycling through the same situation over and over again, you will be in that hurricane for the rest of your life. It's just your personal choice. Like, I'm never going to tell you guys that the choices I have made with getting rid of relationships or friendships, I will never sit here and tell anybody that any of those situations were easy. I will not tell you guys that, because in my friendships that I've lost, in my relationships that I've lost, the decisions to remove myself from them were always difficult. It was never a 2-second thought. It was never this is a whim of the moment choice. It was more so, I thought about it, and this is what's best for my well-being. This is what's best for your well-being. I don't see this being a positive thing for either one of us. This isn't helping us grow or evolve in any way, shape, or form. This is a very stagnant situation. And when you feel that way, you can't guilt yourself. You can't wonder how that other person's going to feel. You can't wonder how that's going to affect somebody outside of you. You have to focus on yourself. Because at the end of the day, the only person that you're guaranteed to be with for the rest of your life is you. There's not one other person in this entire planet that is guaranteed to be around your entire life. So you have to make sure that the person in the mirror you take care of, the person in the mirror you love, the person in the mirror you embrace. And I know, and I can say I was one of those girls before, so I'm gonna just be real with you guys. I was one of those girls that used to be like, man, okay, when I lose weight, like I'm gonna start loving my body, I'm gonna do this. And then I just got to the point where I was like, no, I'm gonna love it today. I'm gonna wear my crop top today. I'm gonna do this today. And it comes to embracing where you are. And honestly, the crazy thing is when I started embracing where I was, when I started appreciating where I was, when I started loving the me in the mirror, I started losing weight. And I was like, now granted, I put in the work too. Don't get it twisted. I did some work. But what I'm saying is I had come to peace and acceptance with who I was. I had embraced everything that I thought before was a flaw. I had understood my mistakes. I had embraced them as mistakes, and I had forgiven myself for the things that I didn't think I did well in life. I had forgiven myself for the way I allowed myself to be treated, for the way that I treated others. I had forgiven myself for the conversations with friends that I probably could have had and saved friendships and didn't. I forgive myself for, not dedicating as much time to this as I should have to that, and so on. And when you get to the point of forgiving yourself for your past self, you can start being settled and comfortable in your current self enough to be ready to grow into your future self. But until you really get over the things that you've done, until you really forgive yourself for your mistakes or your life lessons or your wrong turns, you'll really start being able to grow and evolve past that. But that's down to you. That's up to you to make that decision to be like, hey, I'm okay. Like, I'm okay with forgiving myself. I'm okay with embracing myself. I am beautiful. I am smart. I'm intelligent. And because I made one mistake doesn't make me dumb. Because I forgave the wrong person over and over again doesn't make me stupid. You have to sit there and decipher that and not allow yourself to label yourself in negative titles, but to forgive yourself, move on, and try to be a better person from where you are now moving forward. That's what embracing yourself is. It's forgiving yourself for the old things, appreciating yourself for the current things, and working on the future things. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and see you guys again soon. Bye.